Shalom, on himself, Saul's giving no praise to Yahweh, Ba'Shem El Shai, B'Shem Kwakwadash, double honors to the apostle, great milestone, and honors to brothers doing the work of the Most High in truth and in sincerity. Yahweh's real name, with whom the world eagerly calls God, Jehovah, or Yahweh. His real name is Yahweh, and his true name, and his son's true name is Yahweh Shai. And when we pray Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, meaning in, meaning then Shem, meaning names Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai. Real quick. This one is from Lindsay and Face the Nation, where he basically effectively says the real reason why this war is happening. Okay, and effectively tells you that actually until we get what we want, that this war is going to continue. If you can read the lines, right, and read between the lines, right, and that's just the nature of this Edomite. Right, so let me play it, and you'll see what I'm saying.
They're sitting
And fair use.
on 10 to 12 trillion dollars of critical minerals in Ukraine. They could be the richest country in all of Europe.
And do you really think that they would ever let Ukraine be the richest nation in all of Europe? Hell no. Okay. Because once again, who's going to be there to build it? It's going to be large American contractors, right, coming over to basically just sit on the contracts, right, and creaming off of the top, right? That's why, for instance, you get large infrastructure in the UK that take decades to complete, right? Whereas other nations in the world will actually will actually build some stuff, right? If you look at some of the larger infrastructure projects that China has completed over over the last couple of decades, right? Not to say, those Moabites are some kind of saints, not the heathens too, and they will not have next, okay? But this idea that the Edomite way is the only way is slowly being removed out of the world, right? But it will be fully removed when the Edomites are taken out of power completely.
I don't want to give that money and those assets to Putin to share.
And once again, who is it for you to say where those natural resources go, right? Once again, that's that pride, right? That idea that that this world is yours. Which, if you want to be technical, right now, right, the power has been given into this Edomite's hand, right? This is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he, right? So right now, this Edomite is the one that's been given power over the earth, and until the Lord takes him out, that's just what it is, okay? And but that's why when this Edomite is taken out, the nations are gonna be happy, right? Because he just cannot be satisfied, right? He can't let other people do what it is that they're doing. He has to be the one that has his hand and his paw in everything, right?
With China. If we help Ukraine now, they can become the best business partner we ever dreamed of.
Yeah, but business partner means we take your natural resources at a loss on your behalf, and then we make mad profit from it, right? That's what they mean by business partner, right? And once again, more and more nations are starting to wise up to the Edomite model of doing business, right? Especially the American model of doing business, which is why other nations have started looking towards the BRICS, right?
That 10 to 12 trillion dollars of critical mineral assets could be used by Ukraine and the West, not given to Putin and China. This is a very big deal how Ukraine ends. Let's help.
Exactly. Right, and like I said at the top of the lesson, that's why when I watch a clip like this, I'm just there like, well, that to me says you will not let Ukraine, quote unquote, reach a conclusion that you don't like, right? You'll try and keep this proxy war going until you, quote unquote, win, right?
Help them win a war we can't afford to lose. Let's
Yeah,
fight.
we can't afford to lose this war. These times, you have loads of Ukrainian soldiers just being chewed up. Is that the word? Chewed up in a meat grinder over there, right? Just dying a quote unquote needless death, right? Just so senators like Lindsey Graham, and the other Edomites, right, can get rich.
Find a solution to this war, but they're sitting on a gold mine to give Putin 10 or 12 trillion dollars of critical minerals that he will share with China is ridiculous.
Right. So there you have it. The real reason, right, why this war is happening and still is happening, right? That's one of the reasons why they've gone hard against Russia for this a war versus an actual genocide that is happening over there in the Middle East, right? But once again, this is the nature of this Edomite. This is Micah 2 from the top. Just woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds, right? So when you're seeing, watching and observing all the different geopolitical things that happen in the world, it's like these, probably what really starting off with the elites, right? They've basically just been planning these different things, these different skirmishes throughout the world, so that one group of people can get access to resources, so that another group of people don't get access to said resources, right? And once again, what happens in the midst of it? Just blood gets spilled, right? And American companies get richer, Raytheon, Boeing, Airbus, right? You name it, right? I'll come back to that in a sec. It says after verse 1, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. It's when the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand, like we read in Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of this devil, right? The Lord has allowed him the ability and the means to basically cause a muck in the world, right? To destabilize nations and to take peace from earth, right? Psalms 36:3 and 4 says the words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit, right? Because when you hear this story reported throughout the world, you're thinking, oh, them poor Ukrainians, this, that, and the other, Putin's so bad. But these times, it's the Americans, right, that are basically ensuring that this war continues, right? Because Ukraine has done already lost this war, right? So many men just, like I said, just chewed up in a meat grinder. Just also some rich, devil can get even richer. It says, he hath left off to be wise and to do good. He deviseth mischief upon his bed. He setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil, right? And once again, it's nothing for this Edomite to spill blood. That's why, for instance, Ezekiel 35:5, it says, Sith, which means since thou hast not hated blood, right? So since thou hast not hated blood, therefore blood shall pursue thee, right? And what's the main people's blood that he spilled? The children of Israel, right? And he spilled it with glee, right? And he still spills it with glee, right? And as we hit the closing credits of this kingdom, right, pursuant to Revelation 12:12, Ezekiel 21:9, he's going to continue to spill the blood of the children of Israel with glee, okay, until the Lord basically stops him, right? So since he doesn't hate spilling blood, the blood is going to pursue him, right? In the kingdom, Esau's gonna be like, you know, Esau's gonna be through in the kingdom, because we're gonna be, kicking his ass, right? And what does it say in Isaiah? That none hindereth. No one's gonna stop us. No one's gonna come to your aid. Just like now, unlike now, where these nations, despite the fact that you've got your foot in their ass, right? They will to some degree come to your aid, right? They'll be at your side, whether willingly or unwillingly, but they're there. But in the kingdom, no one's coming to Esau's side, right? No one's coming to Esau's side, to the end that they're also going to be kicking your ass, right? So this is back in Micah 2 in verse 2 now. It says, and they cover fields and take them by violence, right? And what you're reading there is them taking these fields by violence, man. These lands by violence, right? They're basically saying, look, we want it, so we're gonna have it, and we will make sure that no one else has it. But these times, this is another man's land. That's why they'll, send over killing machines, right? Brutal killing machines. And when you look at certain of the things that these weapons can do, it's like, damn, right? The scriptures weren't lying when the scripture says, and what do you call it, that this man's blessing was a sword, right? Because the ultimate sword, that great sword, that's the ICBM nuclear missile, right? That ultimate sword, that's the ICBM nuclear missile, right? But even when you look at Esau's conventional weapons, it's crazy. It is crazy, right? The power that the Lord has given into this man's hand, right? But goes on to say, and they cover fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Right? Let's grab that. We read that one, right? It's Habakkuk 2. I'm gonna read into it. Right? It says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, right? That goes into his philosophies, right? It says he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. And once again, like, bro, you're over there in America. Why are you in the middle of? I mean, to get to Ukraine, you have to go over. Would you call it what the Atlantic, right? You got to go over the Atlantic, go past Great Britain, right? Go past France, Germany, Italy, to then hit Ukraine. Why? Right? But once again, that's the prophecy being fulfilled. This is neither keepeth at home. It says, who enlargeth his desire as hell, right, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. And this Edomite can't be satisfied, right? Here it is, got, the most powerful economy, if I'm not mistaken, most powerful economy in the world. Yet, oh yeah, that nation can't have $10 trillion worth of natural resources. And just having access to that resource isn't just like, oh, okay, now I'm $10 trillion richer. No, you have to build entire infrastructure, entire systems to get those minerals out. I remember reading into it, which you can fact check, right? But like how when you say the word rare earth minerals, it isn't necessarily the fact. Also, I mean, sometimes they are genuinely rare, but part of it also can be that they are actually hard to extract, which so they might as well be rare, right? So with certain of these things, it's not just like you get access to that country and all of a sudden you've got all of this resources. No, their entire infrastructure. But for Esau, it's not enough, right? He has to have the access. He has to be the one to choose who gets access to it. Okay, but we carry on. It says, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, right? And that's this man's MO, this Edomite's MO, right? Just going around and just taking other people's stuff, right? And well, that's it, taking other people's stuff, right? And then they've just got to sit there like, oh, okay, right? How long? That's the question, right? And we got the answers in the scripture. We haven't got definitive dates, right? But what we do know is that this man's kingdom is we are at the end of this man's kingdom, right? That's why throughout the scriptures we've got different prophecies that we look to so that we can measure the time, right? And once again, we can't be like, it's gonna be, in 2 months. No, we don't know, right? Could be in 2 months, could be in 24 months, could be in 48 months, right? But what we do know, right? And I'm gonna jump up real quick to verse 3, right? Is that for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry, right? So here it is. It's like, we understand that, yeah, um it's gonna happen in the Lord's time, but it's quick. We are in that generation, right? We're in that generation where Esau gets taken down. But let's read it. So it says, how long? Right, and to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, right? And that's going into I but ya, which means debt. Right, when you look into this word here, clay, right? I but ya. Verse 7 says, shall they not rise up suddenly, that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations, right? And all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, right? Because recompense, because the Most High, right, contrary to popular belief, is all about recompense, right? It's the Second Thessalonians 1:6 as an example, seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. Right, and there's a whole load of other precepts you can go into, right? You can see them there, right? But Most High is all about recompense. Once again, the number one, right, is what has happened to the children of Israel. Right, the Lord's gonna allow us to basically get recompense for that, right? In the Lord's time. So it says, yeah, verse 8, because thou spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, and of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Jump down to verse 12. It says, woe to him that buildeth the town with blood, and establisheth the city by iniquity. Right, and that's what this Edomite, once again, that's what he's done. Right, I'm going to end with this in Sirach 10 and 8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. The kingdom is translated from one people to another. Right, so the Lord sees, the Lord sees, and yeah, man, this, all of this wickedness, right? It ain't gonna continue forever, man. The Lord is gonna, bring righteousness, right, back to this earth. In fact, I'll end with that. This is 2 Peter 3:13. Says, nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. So that's what we look forward to. Not a world where guys like this can just casually sit up on a national forum and then basically just say, yeah, man, hey, that's what we're gonna do. And basically they're saying do something. Right, and that's it. No one can do anything. Right? They can just go around and take peace from the earth, and that's just it. But Lord Yahweh's gonna do something, right? Which is take these Edomites out of power and set us up over the power of the earth, one that is profitable. In fact, I'll end on that. It's Sirach 10 and 4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. So as always, Lords, that was edifying. Until next time we say, Shalom.